Japan is a long island chain that consists of hundreds of small islands and four main islands. It is located along the Ring of Fire, and there are over 50 active volcanoes out of the 192 existing. The volcanic activity also caused beautiful hot springs. Japan also consists of many mountains or hills and short, swift rivers. Plains and flatlands make up one-fifth of Japan's overall area. Japan also has 1,600 miles of coastline. Seasonal winds from Asia's mainland heats or cools Japan. Northeast winds from Asia are cool during the winter months, and the summer winds come from the southeast, warm Pacific, and bring moisture to Japan. Their summers are usually hot and humid. The summer average temperature ranges from 80 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. The winters are cold, except in the extreme south. The winter average temperatures range from 52 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit. August is their hottest month, and January is the coldest month. The Japanese current flow north along south and east coast, and in the winter, it adds moisture to the winter monsoons. Japan's climate zone ranges from humid subtropical and humid continental. These are moderate climate zones and are in mid-latitude. Japan experiences heavy rainfall. The average rainfall ranges from 40 to 100 inches yearly, depending on where you live.
Japan has many vegetation zones such as tropical forest, forest grasses, blossom trees, and forest plants. Subtropical forests are found in the south, and forests that include fir and pine trees can be found in the northern parts of Japan. Forest covers over 70% of Japan. The more tropical vegetation zones are found in the south. Like mentioned before, Japan has a lot of mountains, so there are many coniferous forests throughout the highlands, but most are found in the north parts of Japan. The GDP per capita is 33,523. The life expectancy is 82.95. The literacy rate is 99%. The HDI is 8.9.
The population pyramid shows that there has been a decrease in children under the age of 25. There are a lot of middle-aged people, 35 to 45, meaning in 30 years they're going to need a lot of Medicare. There is also a lot of people that are 65 to 75, then slowly decreasing over the next few years.
In the population density map, we see that the large island of Honshu has the largest amount of people out of all the islands. We also see that along the coastal areas there are more people, probably because of their occupation of fishing. We also see a large red area along the eastern coast, which is the Tokyo corridor.
We think that Japan is more developed because it has a high literacy rate, which means the people are well educated. It has a high GDP per capita, which means its economy is strong and stable. It also has a high life expectancy, which means there is an advanced healthcare and medicine there to help save people's lives.
Breaking news. A drone with radiation took a surprise landing on the Japan's Prime Minister's office roof. The drone was 20 inches long. It had a small camera and a plastic bottle with mysterious contents. It had a symbol warning radiation. The amount of radiation was not dangerous enough to do any damage. No one was injured, and the Prime Minister was out of the country for a conference. Authorities in Tokyo are investigating the whereabouts of the suspect. This stunt is raising questions about the safety of citizens and terrorist attacks involving drones. Drones are growing in popularity all around the world, but more so in Japan. The 2020 Olympics are being held in Tokyo, and they fear the problem of drones and safety are going to interfere.
In prehistoric Japan, during the Jomon period, which began around 10,000 BC, the inhabitants of Japan lived by fishing and hunting. During the Edo period, the Tokugawa shoguns ruled Japan for over 260 years. And for some 200 of these years, the country was virtually shut off from foreign contact by the shogunate's policy of natural seclusion. From the end of the 17th century through the beginning of the 18th century, a colorful, down-to-earth new culture developed. During the Heisei period, the financial crisis of 1927 caused by the Kanto earthquake was awful to the economy and led to the worst depression in Japanese history. During this, the power of the military grew and overtook the government. Then Japan entered World War II. After their defeat, they came back strong and are rebuilding their economy and government now. Japan has a parliamentary system much like Canada and Britain. They do not elect a president, but members of the legislative party elect a prime minister from among themselves. They elect ministers every 4 years or less. They can be re-elected. The prime minister then leads the other branches of government. The three branches are legislative, judicial, and executive. The Constitution was created and came in force in 1947. It focuses on human rights, reincarnation of war, and sovereignty of the people. The current Prime Minister is Shinzo Abe, and this is his second term as Prime Minister. He is the 96th Prime Minister. The chief of state, or more commonly known as the Emperor, is Akito. He serves as the head of the imperial family and is a symbol of unity for Japan. He does not actually have powers relating to the government. He performs ceremonial acts. No, plain it.
Sukiyaki is a dish prepared and cooked in front of you. It contains meat, vegetables, and tofu. Sushi is a piece of raw seafood. The most common kind of sushi contains tuna and squid. Mochi ice cream is a Japanese dessert made from mochi, which is a pounded sticky rice with an ice cream filling. Yokan is a thick jelly dessert with red bean paste, agar, and sugar.
This is sukoi. It's their main Japanese dish. This is a bunch of their famous sushi. Their most common is tuna and squid. This is mochi ice cream. It's thick dough with jelly filling. This is yokon. It's a jelly paste with sugar. Some of their customs are slurping noodle is considered polite. It is traditional to remove your shoes before entering a restaurant, house, and most businesses. They traditionally have guest slippers for you, but it is also common to carry around your own in case. The number 4 is their unlucky number. Tipping is considered rude. Blowing your nose is considered rude in public. You cannot start eating or drinking your drink until everyone at your table has their food or drink. Before eating at a restaurant, they will give you a wet towel to clean your hands.
Japan's people like to watch and play baseball in their free time. They enjoy the sport and often watch national teams. They also like to spend time with their families. Most of their pastime is spent with their families and or close friends. They also perform tea ceremonies and practice calligraphy. Japan is also known for sumo wrestling, but over time it has become slightly less popular, but is still around throughout Japan.
The most prominent religion is Shinto, which is as old as Japanese culture. The second most prominent religion is Buddhism. Religion does not play a big role in their everyday life for most Japanese people today. The average person typically follows the religious rituals at ceremonies like birthdays, weddings, and funerals. They may also visit a shrine or temple on New Year's and like to partake at local festivals.